Well, 1, 2, 3. Everything I need to be rolling seems to be rolling. Let's do this. Welcome, as always, to the Toronto Beer Podcast with me, Chris Schreier, your intrepid, I'd say fearless host, but that ain't true. I'm afraid of some stuff, guys. It's okay, though. It's not a problem to be afraid of things. You know what I'm afraid of? Ever since I was a kid? Worms. It's a true fact. I hate them. Give me the heebie-jeebies, I believe. What are heebie-jeebies? Is that potentially a bad rooted phrase? Maybe it is. Anyway, if it is, my apologies, and I would stop using it. Please get at me. Let me know. Just feel like it might be related to something Hebrew, like some sort of anti-Semitic kind of slang. I don't know. We're off to a real great start on the Toronto Beer Podcast. This fine, balmy Monday evening here in Toronto. Man, maybe that's the problem. The weather was too nice and I had to come up with balmy Monday evening here in Toronto. Man, maybe that's the problem. The weather was too nice and I had to come up with something. We got the Instagram going and, of course, recording for the home listener if you're into the podcasts like myself. And we got a big one today. I've been kind of putting off doing this, if I'm honest. I wanted to give a bit of time and space, carve out a bit of our own thing before getting into this particular brewery. And for those who have been fans of the show for a while will know why. Today, we're going to be having this, I'm sure, delicious Prospect Strata single hop IPA from not just our friends, our very good friends at Left Field Brewery. Mark and Mandy just down checking out some Left Field baseball. Left Field. I'm tired. Spring training baseball. Spring training baseball is what I meant, guys. They were down in Florida checking out some spring training baseball, but they are back now. And whoa, Nelly. I don't know if that caught on the camera, but beer just went not everywhere, but a lot of places. Anyway, that was a bit of a wake up. Hello, nurse. That was a dramatic can opening. Normally, I'm just worried about the Foley. That time we actually got some, I don't know what that's, a prop? What do you call Foley that's for real? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to pour this bad boy. I'm just going to shake out the last little bit of water on this. So Prospect Strata. Left Field has been doing the Prospect series of beers for a while. They're always single hop IPAs, and I might be wrong about this, but I think I'm right in saying I think it's always more or less the same beer recipe. They just change the hop in it. And yes, you could cynically suggest that perhaps they're just using this as a way to field test a new hop variety that they're unfamiliar with. And if you were to say that, you would have cracked the code for most single hop IPAs in the market. Congratulations. Do you feel good? If not, ignore everything we just said. Regardless, this is a really, really cool series of beers. Yes, it might help them calibrate their brew schedule a little bit, but what's really interesting, especially if you're a craft beer fan and you want to grow in the knowledge of our fun hobby, a single hop IPA or a single hop anything really, really gives you a cool opportunity to really dial in what that specific hop is. Obviously, we're even looking at like from crop to crop or from location, terroir, to use the word that the wine folks might, but to figure out the hop and get to know a hop, so that if you're sick of people going, get a bit of grapefruit and a little bit of pininess, that Cascade. And you think, how did you know that? Well, how they know that is they drink things like single hop IPAs, and you get to know the hops real good. So this is, in addition to probably being a very tasty beer, a good learning opportunity. And of course, from our friends at Left Field, pop by Sunday with the family. I had a beer. I had their, Cardine. Yeah, I think it was called Cardine. It was a French Saison with Brett. Nelly. That was a good beer. Kids in the missus had sodas and Cracker Jack. Bumped into Suresh Das, who was there with his young family, which was nice to catch up with him. And other than that, yeah, just chilling at the brewery and having a lovely warm Sunday afternoon. And now we're going to do this. Now, I've been talking at you for 5 minutes and 24 seconds. I haven't even put this to my nose yet. I have to confess, I know exactly nothing about Strata hops, except that they're called Strata hops. That is what I know. I don't want to read the brewing. They put recommendations for food on the side of their cans too, because they know how people like to get down. And so I don't want to taint my perception with that. I'm just going to leave that there. No, nothing about Strata hops. I'm assuming it's a modern hop. That's all I got. So let's, oh, wow. I like this already. Oh man, I'm hitting my mic. I'm so excited. Oh, that's very interesting. It's very fruity. Melons, maybe? Strawberry, maybe? Definitely some citrus as well, but some like really juicy fruitiness underneath I realize citrus fruits are juicy. They're like the juice fruit, but something else is going on under there. Yeah, a little grassy too, maybe. Definitely. Sorry, if you're looking at me on camera, I didn't actually take a sip there. I just bumped it into my mouth in my haste. Well, this is making for some good podcast here. I'm going to take a sip. Definitely oranges and possibly strawberry. Maybe something a little melony. Oh, that's delightful. It's got some evergreen when you get it in your mouth, which is nice. A little bit less fruity. We just said that the other week about a different beer. It was the Canuck. That's exactly what it was. Oh, no, but the finish. Oh, good golly. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I would say definitely strawberries with a significant piney, bitter grapefruit peel. I think those would all be things that I would identify before I would have said strawberries, but I get a real little zing of strawberry on that, which is just delightful. Grain bill. The hop is so prevalent. I'm sure there's something there. It's got a little bit of a malty sweetness is about all I'm getting off it right now. Yeah, just a kind of a malty sweetness, not a super complicated grain bill for that beer. The hop, though, is really interesting. I got to warn you, this is pretty aggressive. They've got it clocked at 6.6%. If my earlier statement that the grain bill is always the same, that's going to be the norm, but it might not be that that's the case. It doesn't drink boozy at all, but it's aggressively hoppy. Not super bitter, not feeling a lot on the palate, but very hoppy in the flavor profile. Yeah, enough kind of piney dankness. It kind of reminds me, to be honest with you, it reminds me of the older style West Coast IPAs, but without as much physical bitterness in my mouth. Obviously, I'm assuming it's fairly late hopped, which would be more in line with how Left Field makes their IPAs anyway. But that's really interesting. Cool hop. Never had that before. I mean, maybe not quite in the C hop line, because that berry thing makes it a little interesting. A bit more like Mosaic, I guess. I haven't had a Mosaic focused beer in a while, but that's my perception. It is tasty, though. Quite bitter on the finish, quite kind of a lingering, not resiny. It's not much in the early hop category. So not a lot of stickiness, but just tons of resiny kind of hoppy profile. And yeah, the berry kind of comes through on the end. You get it at the end, but you got to look for it because it's, as I say, quite resiny hoppiness. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling now. So what are we going to eat with it? That's a good question. That is a good question. There's the obvious, something spicy. I bet that's what the can says. But what if we flip the script entirely while I take a sip? Here's what I'm thinking. Pininess, earthiness. The berries and the citrus we're just going to take as extras for now. Not just cheese on toast, but like Welsh rarebit, which is like a beer-based cheese sauce that you eat on toast. And I'm not just saying that because of all the rugby I've been watching recently. Genuinely delicious dish, pronounced by most English speakers as rabbit, but spelled Rarebit, rarebit. It's a wonderful thing. The thing you're going to have to be really careful with is the beer you make it with and the cheese you make it with. And if I were to be so bold, we've lost our Instagram feed again while I'm being bold. If I were to be so bold, I would suggest definitely a cheddar, but like not a crazy dank one. You remember the other week I said get a barnyard cheddar with like a gray mottled cloth wrap on it? That's not what we're looking for here, but an older sharp cheddar, I think. There's so much bitterness, even though, as I say, it doesn't feel bitter. The hops give that real sense of bitterness. A really sharp, maybe a little salty kind of cheddar, I think would just run alongside that. And I think they'd work really well together. And by the way, as I often then point out, what do you want with cheese? Maybe that's what you want. Again, in terms of they want something spicy, what do they recommend here? Pad Thai fries or spicy Italian sausage. Those would both work really well. Pad Thai fries. Oh, hello. Man, you're making me hungry, Left Field. You guys ever had Pad Thai fries? Fidel Gastro's does a Pad Thai fry that is pretty special. The other fry dish, you know what this would work really well with? Not Pad Thai fries, probably work well there too. Would be patat oorlog, the Dutch war fries as they're known. Potatoes. Obviously they're fries. Peanut sauce, chopped up onion, maybe a little cucumber. Sriracha, if you're feeling a little adventurous, which I always am. We do it at home like that with a bit of green onion on there, and we call it Dutch poutine. That's sauce that you would get that's quite savory and peanutty, but Thai style is quite sweet. It's a very sweet sauce, so the sweetness of the peanut sauce is really going to bounce off that bitter hoppiness. I think that'd be something. Dutch poutine. That'd be pretty good. That might be the answer. I should have read that can earlier and infected my brain, but I didn't. And now here we are. So anyway, this is delicious. It is at Left Field right now at the brewery. This was packaged on the 21st of February, which was not that long ago. So get in, get some in you. They've got tons of other good stuff in there. That Cardine was really nice. You know, nothing beats a fresh laser show from the brewery. Hot diggity dog. I like that. They had some Glorioso, which is their Italian Pilsner, which is really good. Cannonball, I think, was in. Tons of good stuff in the brewery right now. So go in, take your dog, another dog-friendly brewery. Say hi to Wrigley if you're in. He's adorable. Pardon me. And definitely check out Left Field. They're on Wagstaff, which is a little laneway south of the rail corridor off of Greenwood, south of Danforth, north of Gerrard. Go check them out. Again, if you've been listening to this podcast long enough, Mandy, co-owner of Left Field, was my co-host for 3 seasons, and she is a wonderful person. Her partner, Mark, who is the brewing side of the operation, also wonderful. They're just the most sincere, nice, kind folks. So big them up. And they're like, I think that last anniversary party was like 7 or something. They're killing it. They're doing great work. So get in and check them out. Their taproom staff are wonderful, caring, really intelligent people. I think in life, but also in beer, and just super passionate. So get in there, support them. We love them, and by we I mean me and you. I'm speaking for you now. You should love them too. So that's why we love Left Field. The other thing, Left Field's event calendar is always chock a block. Tons and tons and tons of cool events. I won't bore you by pointing out that there's a fly tying workshop there this week. It's sold out, so don't even bother. I tried. I couldn't get in. And I'm not that important, but I couldn't get in. So So yeah, hang tight on that. But check out their event calendar. Amazing stuff going on. Speaking of events, I want one more sip of this delicious beer, and then I'm going to fill you in on some stuff. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. First big thing I want to talk to you about, speaking of anniversaries. People's Pint is turning 2, and you want to go check these guys out. It is Saturday, March the 21st. You still got some time. That is, what is that, 11, 12 days away. So that is going to be not this weekend, but the following weekend. It is running from 1 p.m. until 8 p.m. at People's Pint, which is 90 Cawthra Avenue, Unit 101 in Toronto. That is in the Junction. If you, like me, are an East Ender and rarely get to the Junction, I forgive you. But go for this party. It's going to be a good one. People's Pint are amazing. They make some fantastic beers, some really eclectic, but not in a bad way. Like a lot of the time somebody might drink your beer and go, oh, what do we have here? Oh, let me see. Well, that's eclectic. That's not what I'm talking about. They make some very creative, very interesting beers that are definitely worth checking out. I don't want to start bandying ones around because I don't know what they're going to have on at the party, but they have I think it's a ghost called Goze Cuervo, and it's like a ghost that was aged in tequila barrels, and it's oh my gosh, it's really good. So yeah, go check them out. Give them some love. People's Pint's a wonderful brewery that really do a lot to support home brewing, which is great, and to push more people to get interested in brewing, which is fantastic. It's a great hobby. It's a great career. Well, great career. It's a great career. You're going to work your ass off and do a lot of cleaning, but it's a great career. So check out People's Pint. They are fantastic. Other than that, I don't have any serious events to big up. We've been doing some stuff around Castro's recently with some really cool music. If you want to come check out some great live music in the East End, obviously love the support. And also, yeah, it's a great opportunity to get out with some people and drink some tasty beer and check out a live show. You can check out our calendar online, castroslaunch.com. And of course, oh, this weekend, what are we going to do about this weekend? All joking aside, and this isn't a joke, coronavirus, man, what are we going to do with the coronavirus? It's really screwing up a lot of things, including a lot of people's lives, but also the Six Nations rugby. Sounds like the only game we're going to get this weekend is Scotland v Wales, which is going to be an absolute banger. Both teams have something to prove, and Wales is going to prove it, I think. But anyway, if you want to come down and check that out at Bummy Beach Club, we do tickets. It's easy peasy. Get at me, and I can give you the deets. Or check it out at home. Watch from the safety of your own house, where the only person with coronavirus might be you. I don't know. But yeah, it's really wreaking havoc, obviously, in Europe. They won't play in France. They won't play in Italy. Italy, they've banned now all sports, like competitive competitions of sports. So obviously not a laughing matter at all. It's pretty serious. I know there's a lot of people saying, hey, it's being overhyped, but you probably wouldn't think it was being overhyped if it was your senior citizen parent or grandparent who had it. So best if we do our best, all of us, to not spread it around. Eh? How's that sound? Wash your hands. That's going to be the tip for the night. Other than that, what's going on? March break next week. You know what I'm doing, guys? Fishing a lot and getting a tattoo. But I will be here next Monday drinking something delicious. Why don't you get at me? Suggest something. Maybe not too challenging. I'm not feeling like going on like a quest. Pardon me, but would love to hear if you've got a suggestion, something you want to check out, something you want me to in a rambling, incoherent way review, which is sort of my jam right now. But yeah, get at me, let me know if there's something. And other than that, we are at almost 20 minutes, not bad. I'll probably shut it down there. Talk to you guys next week. And I know last week I said I might try something different this week. I didn't do it. So if you're waiting for the new thing, keep waiting. But it might happen next week. I need to coordinate with a second party. It's not what you think, but we got to figure that out. So maybe we'll do that. Until then, man, the weather in Toronto this week is looking good, but a little rainy. But get outside when it's nice, open up the windows, let that fresh air in, all the garbage that's been building up in the air over winter. Just blow it on out, guys. Just blow it on out. And you know my usuals. Take care of each other. It's a tough place out there, and we're all doing our best. So, hey, how did it go last week? I told you to hug somebody. Did you hug anybody? I hugged some people, but I'm a hugger. So this week, do a nice thing for somebody. I was going to say push somebody out of the snow. Well, we don't have any snow, but if you got snow where you are listening to this and somebody gets stuck, go on and push them out of that. Or, I don't know, carry someone's groceries or something. Buy the guy asking for change of coffee, whatever. Do something good for somebody. It feels really good when you do it. And tell them I sent you. And until I talk at you next week, be good to each other, have some tasty beers, and we'll see you in about a week.